Welcome to my favorite part of my life, which is getting to talk to cool people. And I've got a really cool guy here named Luc Nyhus, and he's a all-around guy, man. He's a guy's guy.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, but the girls dig him, you know. And he's got that. You ought to meet my daughter. Good look to him, you know. He's just, but he's also got that wholesome guy look. So check him out, and yeah, that's good for you too. So I'm really happy to have him here. We're going to talk. You're going to hear his music. We're going to just explore his world. And so take it away, Marsha.
Welcome to Count It Off with your host, Jeff Dayton, where we explore the world of music through the eyes of some fascinating guests. So get tuned up and let's count it off.
And here we are in Podcast Central here in Donaldson, Tennessee at the World of Count It Off. Luc Nyhus, good to have you, man.
Hey, happy to be here, Mr. Jeff. Thank you.
Well, it's so cool. We ran into each other again after many years. We haven't seen each other for a good bit down at our favorite vintage guitar store, and we're both talking to Gerald, you know, our favorite tech down there. He's a sweet dude, man.
Music City Vintage.
Yep, and so I was like, you know, we ought to do something on the podcast. Yeah. And I'm so glad because this guy is really interesting, and I got to admit, you know, I don't know as much about his background as I've known him from just being a good guy and a good hang and stuff. By the way, Fargo says to say hi. Fargo from back in the Alex Williams days.
Oh, wow. Near come Fargo.
Yeah.
Bass player.
Yep. Johnny Fargo.
Now a realtor.
Yep. Yeah. And he's a very close friend of mine. I've known him for a good dozen years.
I like Johnny.
Yeah. Man. And then when he dropped your name, I was like, holy cow. So then I went on your Facebook, and everybody on your Facebook is somebody that I'm connected to on Facebook. So you have been at this a minute, and I'm just going to read this. And this is from your Facebook, and it says, guys, I've been in Nashville 17 years today. I moved to town and cut grass in the hot summer heat, working 12-hour days, done every kind of job you can, done every kind of job you can imagine to help keep the dream alive. God listens when your hands are in the dirt. That's beautiful. Thanks to everybody that has given me a shot and believed in me over the years. I'm extremely grateful. My dream was to become a professional guitar player. My dreams have come true. There are many chapters, get-ups, and setbacks, but the best advice I've gotten is just stay in the game, and here's to the next 17 years. That's who this guy is. That's impressive, dude. That says a lot about you.
It's funny. I've probably made that back in March, that post, and I hadn't thought about that. I've never, just to hear it read back, it's pretty special, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just, you know, you come to town with a dream, and it seems unattainable at times, but if you just keep believing and just keep in the game, that's some of the best advice I got from Steve Mackey. He said, man, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You just got to stay in the race. And yeah, you know, God does listen when you got your hands in the dirt and you're working hard and praying.
Yeah.
And you know, you get to the top of one mountain, and sometimes you gotta get there to see the top of the next mountain you're going to.
That's good. Well, let's hear some of your music here, and I want to switch over to this is one of Luc's songs. He's got a lot of cool stuff. This is one called May Your Heart Find a Way.
Sometimes it's hard to find some clarity. Life on the road and puts your mind at ease. Never knew I had a dream come true till I began to look for something new. Sundays seem to draw me to my past, gets me wishing how we could have lasted. I had the best until I let you go, but I was just too young to know. You gotta hit the ground, you gotta pray, keep your eyes to the sky, look for a better way. You're gonna learn from your mistakes. And she told me she's getting married. May your heart find a way.
Luc Nyhus there with May Your Heart Find a Way. And you can't not like that. That is really cool.
I appreciate it, man.
Great job. Great job. And you're producing a lot of your own stuff at that point, right?
Yeah. You know, it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to say as a songwriter and an artist. And, you know, I've always still trying to find my voice. And but a friend of mine, Oscar Charles, has a great studio. He's a great producer in town. And he helped me kind of bring some of those songs to fruition. And got more to come, too.
Oh, I bet there is. Because the more we do, the more we grow, and the more we grow, the farther we can reach, you know? I mean, it's like I watch a lot of baseball. I'm a huge baseball fan, and I watch a lot of teams, and I've been following the Pods and a little bit of Yankees, but, man, I am so Shohei, man. I love the Dodgers. I love Shohei. I love Freddie. I love Kershaw. I love all these great players, you know, that show their class, and I'm obviously a Twins fan, too. And you're from Michigan, so your Tigers are in it.
Yep.
And in the wild card race right now. Tell us about growing up in Michigan. You're one of a couple of people in your family that have musical talent. We can talk about your brother maybe a little bit, but I want to hear about you, you know.
I grew up in Plymouth, Michigan. It's a little town outside of Ann Arbor, about 20 minutes from Detroit. It's known for being the home of the Daisy Air Rifle.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the Daisy Air Rifle factory was.
We all had those BB guns, you know, the pump action, you know, yeah.
You're going to shoot your eye out, kid. The famous Christmas Story BB gun. Yeah, my mom raised me in a one-bedroom apartment under a water tower next to a freeway, and then we bought a house. She bought a house when I was 7 or 8, and lived with her. You know, my mom and dad were never together. It's a cool little town. It's got a great little town square. Got in a fair amount of trouble when I was a kid with the law. Not doing anything, not being a bad kid, just being at the wrong place at the wrong time a few times. And we were all kind of having fun back then. But I'm grateful to have gotten a lot of that adulting out of the way before I moved to Nashville and followed my dreams.
Yeah.
You know?
I know guys that move here and they make their mistakes under the spotlight.
100%.
You know,
I was really grateful to fall on my face when I was 17, 18, before it really, mattered. And it taught me some sense. Yeah. And a lot of my friends weren't as fortunate as to get out of that system.
Some of them back there, some of them dead.
Oh,
probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just all the time you're hearing about a buddy passing.
And you're too young for that to be happening. And I mean, my age, there are more and more people my age that are passing on, and some of them just from being old, but man, when you lose those young ones, there's always something there.
Yeah.
You gotta think. For me, I got a lot of gratitude for being here, and I've been here a long time. But God's let me survive my mistakes.
Yeah,
and hopefully I keep dodging those
100%.
Those low branches.
Yeah.
They come snapping back in your face. You learn something as you go. And I was mentioning the baseball thing because you were talking about when you grow in what you do. When you're standing up there facing a minor league pitcher, it's a whole different game. And then you get to the bigs and you've got a guy throwing 101 and it's up near your face, but you're going to swing at it because you think it's in the zone. And, you get better and better at seeing that stuff. You watch Shohei and the guy knows, he strikes out a lot, but he just had 2 dingers in the game yesterday, you know? And that guy is unbelievable. And the fact that he's worked that hard to get there points out that you don't get there overnight, number one. And number two, you got to do a lot of fundamentals to get to that. And you notice he lays his bat down by the batter's box every time he gets up to the plate. He doesn't just walk up there and kick dirt.
Wow.
Yeah, he measures his spot.
Really?
Yeah, I love that. I see that every time he walks up to the plate.
Hey, it's a tool right there with a certain amount of length, and if that's his length that he likes.
Yeah, he's got his spot in the box. And
it's a good analogy with the baseball and in life,
Yeah, you can take
better at reading. Yeah, it's someone that my friend Matt said to me one time. He said, "Man, I'm grateful for the hard way," and it really kind of struck me because the hard way it makes you stronger.
That's right.
The more times well, he already did.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll write another one.
Yeah.
We'll write the one about the apartment under the water tower.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But Plymouth's a great town. I love growing up in Michigan, and my dad was actually the photographer for the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, wow. So you got to be around a lot of ball players.
A lot of ball players, yep. And my Uncle Charlie was friends with a lot of these guys, Kirk Gibson, Dave Rosema, Milt Wilcox.
Wow.
I actually took Dave Rosema's daughter to prom. We kind of grew up hanging out together, and Uncle Dave's just a hell of a good guy. Yeah, I played baseball too. I don't know if I ever told you that, but I was a pitcher. Left-handed pitcher.
Really?
I was throwing like 80 miles an hour when I was 14 years old.
Whoa.
I was really kind of had a bright future with pitching. But as I got older, I wanted to play more music and not be so tied to sports. And also, I had a job. I built picture frames when I was in high school throughout my whole career.
As in picture, not picture.
Picture frames,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep, that was my first job, and cut grass. It's funny, I got suspended from school for a week, and my mom's like, you can't stay at home. You got to get out of the house while you're suspended. There's a guy tearing down his house 3 doors down, and I went over. I said, man, I'd love to make some extra cash, you know. Kind of told him what I was going through, and that guy taught me how to build houses.
Wow.
And I worked with him for about a year and a half, saved some cash to get to Nashville. Mm-hmm. Moved right 18 years old, right off of probation. Paid up all my fines and packed my truck and came down to Nashville.
Man, I love that. I love that. You the drive is there, isn't it?
And I broke down in Elizabethtown, Kentucky on the way.
I know that spot right there on 65.
Yeah.
E-Town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I pulled over to get some rest and woke up. My truck wouldn't start.
Man, and that's in the middle of nowhere, pretty much, you know. Where did music first start showing up in your hands? I mean, you wanted to play guitar. How'd you get it?
My dad, when I would go see my dad on the weekends, he was a guitar player and a drummer. He was a rock and roll drummer in the 60s as well. And he started cranking Cold Shot by Stevie Ray Vaughan at 5 a.m. My dad got up really early. He went to bed really early and got up really early. But when I go stay with him, I'd wake up. And I could not stand it, but then I learned to appreciate it. And then my dad was always listening to Van Morrison, and I'd hang out with some of his buddies around the round table. They're all pounding beers and blowing smoke in my face. But they were teaching me how to play guitar.
Yeah.
Learned how to play through a lot of my dad's friends, Chippy, Roger, Chucky. Rest in peace, Chucky.
Oh.
The guy played like Jimi Hendrix. I'm not exaggerating.
Really?
He had that thing.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. That had to inspire you as a good. Did you want to be a guitar player or a drummer?
Wanted to be a guitar player, yeah.
Not a drummer.
Not a drummer. It took me a lot of years. When you started playing guitar, did you just start strumming along, not knowing what you were doing? Pretending like you knew how to play?
Man, I didn't even get that far. I took my first guitar to show and tell in 4th grade.
Wow.
And I didn't know the first thing about it. And I told him I was going to play the guitar.
Wow.
So my brain was like loaded. It was
Yeah,
ready
like,
to
I'm
go.
here.
I'm here. All I got to do is strum. And then I started playing this, and the teacher said, that's nice, Jeffy, and everything, but why don't you go home and work on it and then come back and play something when you learn something? And I like,
Nice.
but it didn't shame me away from
Yeah.
doing it, you know? I was intent on being a guitar player.
Yeah.
Just had that burn, that burn.
It worked out good for you.
Well, I'm still doing it.
I got to tell you, one of my favorite musical clips on YouTube is you ripping that Wichita Lineman solo with Glenn.
Oh, man, thank you.
Quintessential. You're wearing like a black suit. You guys are all in. I mean, that is musical perfection.
Thank you. Well, there was a little musical magic that happened in that too, because they did some work on the post. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but I think it's Glenn's best video of all time. That South Dakota Symphony thing.
Man.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I was, the luckiest guitar player in town because I was there. I was with Glenn,
When you're playing with probably one of the better guitar players in town, you know?
or one of the better guitar players in history. I would venture.
100%.
Yeah, he definitely had so much going on. So how did you get a guitar? I mean, did you have to take the money from building houses and helping your neighbor, or what did you do?
Well, my dad gave me a little Mitchell guitar, and I'm left-handed, so he gave me a left-handed guitar because that felt more natural starting off, and then just didn't get it, man. But then, I started sneaking around on his guitars when he go to bed at night when I was over there, and I'd play the right-handed, like the $8,000 Larrivee or Breedlove or whatever that he had. He had some nice acoustics.
Yeah.
He'd say, don't touch those ones, but he'd go to bed and I'd touch them and been playing. And so it just kind of stuck. And then I remember the Green Day, Good Riddance. That record acoustically really kind of hit me. And that was one of the first songs that I learned.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting because I was kind of growing up with like the Blink-182, like the heavier kind of grungy stuff, even Nirvana and Pearl Jam. I mean, the first CD I ever bought was Evil Empire by Rage Against the Machine.
Wow, my daughter called me today, and she was listening to Rage Against the Machine this morning.
Do you listen to them often?
No.
It might not be your thing, but it is, if you want to get pumped up for something, it's a good record to throw on, Evil Empire.
It was her primal scream for today. She let it all out.
Yep.
That's great. Well, that's not country, but we don't have to be country. That's the good thing about Count It Off is we have all sorts of genres. We've got rockers, we got jazzers, we got engineers and guitar techs and guys who have worked with legends and guys who are just coming up. And, I love it all. We've got singers and, I'm exploring the world of music and I'm learning as I go. And I tell you what, I love hearing your stories. So you borrowed your dad's guitar without his permission.
I would play him when he went to bed, but my older brother Marcel, he was picking on like some Garth Brooks and kind of doing the thing. He had the show moves down, and he went to LA and was playing professional semi-pro hockey. Had a bright future in hockey. He did that his whole life. Drove from LA to the Bluebird.
Wow.
In a truck, and then got there, played a couple songs for Barbara Cloyd. She took him over to Mercury, and he got a deal. So through all that happening, I started to come down and visit him in Nashville in the summers or any chance I could get. Huge turning point in my life was when he invited me to come down for a week and watch him record his record at Ocean Way Studios.
Oh man,
Byron Gallimore producing, Jerry McPherson, Brent Mason, Pat Buchanan on guitar,
all those guys.
Aubrey Haney, Lonnie Wilson on drums,
I
Glenn Worf on bass.
Yes.
That was really when I figured out that I wanted to play music for sure.
Well, that's like going to spring training with the Dodgers. I mean, or the Tigers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the epitome. Those are the best guys in town.
Yeah.
In the best room in town, one of the best producers in town.
Just hearing them dial in their sounds and just hearing how music came together on that record, it really showed me, oh wow, this is what it is.
So he went from a truck to a deal, and there he is in Ocean Way.
Yep.
Man. Yeah,
Back
for those of you who don't know, Ocean Way is a big church, an old church that was right on Music Row back when it was a neighborhood, and it eventually was picked up by Mike Curb, and for $1 he gave it to Belmont University.
Whoa.
That's how that happened. So
$1.
yeah, well, he had the money to do that.
Yeah.
And so for $1 they got Ocean Way, and it's one of the great rooms in town. I mean, everybody, my neighbor up here, he's a great engineer, Josh Diddy, and he's worked with everybody. And Ocean Way is one of his favorite rooms in town. Yeah.
Yeah, it's magic.
Yeah, it is. And it's huge. And the sound in there, I mean, you guys look it up. Those of you listening to our guest here, Luc Nyhus. And let's get another one of your songs going, okay? I was intrigued by the guitar work on this one, and I'm just going to start playing it, just a little background music. I dig this. We're going to find out about Joe Bloom, but this is one called Joe Bloom's Jacket from our guest, Luc Nyhus.
Joe Bloom's jacket has been a lot of places, around the world and back again. His home still waiting. It kept him warm through the Great Depression. His funds were running thin. He'd never seen times as cold as these, but the weather kept him wondering. Gonna take him home. He's been working so hard. Gonna take him home. It's been gone so long. Joe Bloom's jacket. Joe Bloom's jacket. Got a wind to work, building full log cabins in Black Lake, Michigan. With the local lathe swinging 9-pound hammers, the foreman finally got him in. He worked for years through hell or high water till things slowed down again. He built his own, hung up that jacket, the leather finally broken in. It's gonna take him home. He's been working so hard. It's gonna take him home. It's been gone so long. Joe Bloom's jacket. Wearing Joe Bloom's jacket.
Our guest Luc Nyhus on Count It Off here, and Joe Bloom's jacket. Tell us the story about Joe.
So it's ironic. I'm wearing this jacket right now.
That's it?
It's a beat up old jacket. It says it's made by the Bond Clothing Company.
Wow. It looks like a bomber jacket in a way. It's got that fatigue thing, from the war.
But I think this jacket's from probably the 1930s.
Wow.
And my family, my great-granddad bought a cabin in northern Michigan in the early 50s. And he just got wind that first, he read an ad in the paper, like first person to get up here with $1,000. There's like 6 or 7 cabins, $1,000 down payment, and he rushed up there and got the cabin. It's a full log. It's just a log cabin with horsehair mortar, in between the logs, and it's not insulated. We just got an outdoor shower just a couple of years ago, but it's just a serene, beautiful place. It's on Black Lake. The ground is soft. It smells very piney up there. There's artesian wells just like spraying into the air. It's just fresh water, fresh air, pine needles. You're walking on barefoot. It's just very soft and lush. It's a great spot. So this jacket, there was 2 of these jackets in the closet of this cabin. And when I moved to Nashville, about 2013 or 14, I opened that closet. It was actually sooner, it was maybe 2010. And I put this jacket on and it just felt like a glove. And my mom's like, "Oh, you better ask Grandma if you can take that. I don't know if you can take that jacket." I went down and asked Grandma and I put it on in front of her. She says, "Yeah, you take that jacket." So I've worn this jacket on Jay Leno, Grand Ole Opry, Ryman, anything special.
Man.
Real special, I'll take it and wear it. And
Dude.
it's a very special jacket, Joe Bloom's jacket.
Wow. Yeah. Do you know who Joe was?
I didn't know Joe personally, but he was the guy that built the cabin. And he built these cabins, and I believe he was an Army veteran, and he had a lot of that land up there was given to veterans after the war. They gave him some land on the lake, and it got partitioned off over time and made different lots and built several cabins up there. So that's about all I know about Joe, but he seems like a stand-up guy. I know his relatives, his younger relatives now, and they're all cool folks.
Do they know that you're wearing his jacket?
They do. They know that I have the jacket, and they've heard the song. They love the song. Every time I'm up there, like, "Can you play us that song?" Oh, man. So it's pretty special.
That's the connection to the land. We have a cabin on Big Marine Lake in Minnesota, in east central Minnesota, over near the St. Croix River. And it's been there. It was built in 1895, and it was just a hunting lodge, just a place to throw some logs and, go out or maybe do some ice fishing in the winter.
Have some shelter for some sports.
And then eventually in the 20s, they put a screen porch around 3 sides of it, and it's been in our family since 1903.
Wow.
And it's becoming a victim of its age. It's really, really old now. I mean, it's a 122-year-old structure it's even older than that. I mean, it's 130 years old.
Yeah.
But, it's suffering because all it is wood. And
those winters are hard, too. I mean, you get all that snow, and then it thaws out. And then it's just water, moisture gets in. Yeah.
They could use some of that horsehair mud in there.
Yeah.
Try to,
get it chinked or
seal it up a little bit. There isn't a stone in it except underneath the footers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really old. So, but I know how that feels when you get up there and all you've got is the loons at sundown. They're calling across the lake, and maybe there's a fish jumping off the dock.
Yeah.
And, it's just that time. You got some logs burning in, a circle out in the yard somewhere.
Yeah.
That's, that description, by the way, and I probably won't say this in the episode, but you just laid out a verse for a song about that place.
I did?
Yeah. You were just, the description that you did ad-libbed about the land and the smell and the softness and all that stuff. I'm just going lyric, check.
It really is special, man. It's, when you're in a car driving and then you arrive to this place, you've been in the car for hours and you get out and you hear the water spraying out of the artesian well and you just smell the pine and the soil.
Wow.
It's just the most crisp thing.
Yeah, it really took me there. I mean, listening to you talk about it. Yeah. And maybe the last 2 miles or 3 miles or 5 miles of that drive was on gravel.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My mom used to let me drive it when I was like 9, 7, 6, young. She'd let me sit on her lap and steer it. Sometimes we'd turn the lights off too down the gravel road, and it's kind of swervy.
Yeah.
We'd turn the lights off and let the moonlight show us the way.
Yeah, my grandmother took me out in a 3-speed on the floor 1964 Mustang and let me learn to drive stick out in the woods around her house.
Probably burning some gravel up there, I reckon, with that little Mustang.
Well, with her right next to me and me being scared to death, being 14 and learning to drive. No, I was not much at that, but it was a lot of fun, to just be out in those places. I wish everybody would have the experiences you and I have had, because that's a spiritual place in our lives, and it stays with us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, okay, you mentioned some things. We got to go there. Leno, how did you get?
Oh, man.
Tell me about Leno.
I played Leno with Big and Rich in 2012.
Man.
I think it would have been. They were pushing a record called That's Why I Pray.
I remember that song. That was Big Kenny got to do that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And God, crazy. I'll tell you a dream story right here. I was living on Belmont Boulevard. You might have even been to this place years ago, walking by or something, right down the street from Bongo Java.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing in my apartment, playing electric guitar really loud. And this guy comes over and knocks on the door. He's like, and I open the door and the guy goes, hey, and a real sharp looking dude says, man, it sounds really good, but I'm writing with your neighbor. If you could just turn it down a little bit, we can't even hear each other talk. But then he says, man, can I just see what you're running in here? It sounds really nice. And I just had a old Les Paul plugged into a old Fender Bandmaster on, 7 loud.
Yes.
And he says, wow. He says, man, get my number down. My name's Adam Schoenfeld.
Oh, I know him.
Crazy. A couple weeks go by. He texts me. He says, what do you got going on this year? And I was like, man, I was still cutting grass, playing a little bit with Bucky Covington. Had a couple little gigs going on. But he says, answer your phone. You're going to get a phone call. It's important. And I get a call from Big Kenny. And he says, hey, man, we're over at Blackbird. Why don't you come on over and audition for guitar? We heard you're the guy. And I was working at Bongo Java at this time, washing dishes. Just a little fill-in job because it was close to the house. It was all you could, free food, free coffee, make a couple bucks. This is probably 2011, this would have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I told the guy I was working for, the kitchen guy was not a kind person either. He was kind of a character. I said, I got to go do this thing. It's really important. He says, well, if you leave, you're getting fired. I said, well, I guess I quit. I took my apron off, hung it up, and went out. Went over to Blackbird, and Dan Huff opens the door.
Oh,
and he says, come on in and get your gig, kid. And he holds the door as I'm carrying my guitar and this. And I get in there, and John Rich has his feet kicked up on the studio desk, drinking a handle of bourbon, smoking a cigar. And he hands me the bottle of bourbon and says, take a pull off this and get your ass in there and play some guitar. And I got the gig.
That just doesn't happen. That's so cosmic.
Yeah.
And was Adam leaving the group then? Was that
Adam was out? Yeah, were kind of cycling some different guitar players, trying to find the guy. And I was there for about a year. It was a good run.
That's about when he went over to Tim McGraw. Then.
Yep,
right.
And I was young. I mean, I got my ass kicked on that gig, man. It was I was young, green. I was lucky to be there, being as young as I was. Because you can be good, but you just don't have the experience.
Yeah. What was it like with Jay Leno? Did you get to talk to him at all? Did he come over and
Jay
interact?
Leno is the coolest guy ever. We're sitting on a couch in the green room. It's me and Chris Tuttle, a couple other friends. There's a spot in the middle of the couch. It's not maybe like a half-person spot. Jay Leno comes in, starts talking to us. He comes and sits down, squeezes himself, inserts himself right in between all of us, and sits there in his Canadian tuxedo and just telling stories, just being a heck of a cool guy.
Would that be jeans on a jean jacket?
Jeans on jeans on jeans.
Canadian tuxedo. That's amazing. And he was a good hang then, huh?
The best.
Yeah. And I know Chris Tuttle. I've known him for ages. Wonderful keyboard
Great organ player.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that must have been a lot of fun. Who else have you played with? I didn't do my due diligence here.
Oh man, after Big and Rich, I went on to do. I did a radio tour with this guy named Weston Burt, who he had a big push back in the day. He never really blasted off. Man, we tried hard with Weston.
I remember his name.
He was a great guy. If it should have happened to anybody, it should have happened to him. He was such a good dude that deserved it. He worked hard. We had a good run, and then I got a call to go play with Aaron Lewis from Stained, and I did that from about 2013 to end of 2017. That was a good run. We went all over the world. Played a lot of casinos. I'm sure you know the casino thing.
Yep.
All you can eat crab legs and stuff. It was a good run. And later went on to play with Clay Walker. He was cool. 90s country.
Yep, definitely. If I could make a living out of loving you.
Yeah, yep. It's been a good run. And I moved to LA in 2018. They toured out on the International Market on Belmont. Do you remember that place?
Yeah.
I love that place.
Yeah.
It was just like my home, away from home in Nashville. If I needed to go feel cozy somewhere and have some good food, that was the spot for me. And when they tore that place down, I was like, that's it. I'm out of here.
Really? That was right there by Belmont, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
So I moved out to Venice Beach in 2018. And
Ooh, back to the circus, man.
well, I had never been out there. I'd always visited and never wanted to leave. So I was like, well, and I was in between gigs. I was like, you know what? Now's the time I'm going to go. I was actually playing with Clay Walker when I moved out there. I was dating a girl that moved back out to LA and kind of gave me a cushion to land on when I got out there. But yeah, it was beautiful out there, Venice.
When in California, and my daughter picks me up. She's a YouTuber, and the first thing we do is go to Great White for breakfast.
Nice.
Right down there,
Yep,
half a block off the beach.
Yep.
Just a great
Good spot by the Venice sign over there.
Yeah. That's a great little
I went
spot.
there a few times. The place is kind of pricey, but it's good.
Yeah, it's good for tourist money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy on the eyes over there.
Yeah, and then didn't you work with Alex Williams too?
Alex was out opening for Aaron Lewis for quite a while.
Okay, that's how Johnny knows you.
Yeah.
Okay, our friend Johnny Fargo.
Johnny Fargo.
Yeah, and Johnny was in a band called Jane and the Dead End Boys.
Really?
And Johnny, everybody had to have a nickname. And Jane wore like a big kind of a, not Kitty Wells, but what's her name? The Patsy Montana kind of cowgirl skirt. And she played a Gretsch guitar and just pounded the heck
Buffalo
out of it.
Jane.
Yeah, just banged the heck out of it. And she had a drummer named Peaches and Johnny Fargo on the bass and a guitar player named Spam.
Nice.
Well, Spam is now Mike, the guitar player with Chris Stapleton, Mike Ellie. And just killing it out there.
Yep.
Yeah. So I love these connections in the music world. Let's hear some more of your music, okay? You up for that?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'd love to. This is one called Marion.
Uh-oh.
Got to Marion. We could talk about a girl here. You cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's out there.
It's out there.
Somebody's going to hear it.
Someone's kind of hold a special place in your heart.
Oh, sure. Yeah. A couple of those. Hopefully I'm that for somebody.
You're that for me, man.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Oh, Marion, she got to Marion. She took a chance on love and found somebody new. Oh, Marion, she got to Marion. She said I do. Found a note inside my pocket. I found another in my guitar. Said I love you and I need. But I'm leaving and that was all. And that's when Marion, she got to Marion. Took a chance on love and found somebody new. Oh, Marion, she got to Marion. She said I do and broke my heart in two. She said I do and broke my heart in two. And all the time she tried to tell me, each and every time she cried, I never knew that she was leaving until the day she said goodbye. Oh, that's when Marion, she got to Marion. She took a chance on love and found somebody new.
Doggone, Marion. What's up with that?
Yeah. This is a funny story right here. This guitar solo on the end of this track.
Yeah?
I was literally just dialing in the tone, and I played this, and the producer's like, "That's it."
Okay. Let's hope this is it.
She said I did, broke my heart in two. Yeah, she did.
The guitar.
Old Gibson.
Tear it
That was
off.
a fun solo, man. I used a little tiny amplifier, one of them little Champion 600s.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Kind of going for like a little Beatles, George Harrison sound.
Funny thing is, I was going to say the Beatles.
Yeah.
I was sounded like John and Paul and George all playing at the same time.
Yeah.
That was great.
We took kind of like we doubled the track and just staggered it ever so slightly and gave
Yeah.
it that kind of.
Great. Great stuff. And let's go back to your career now. So, who else have you worked with? Because people love hearing the backstory. We got to talk about famous people. You mentioned the Opry.
Yep.
You've been on the Opry a few times?
Golly, well, talk about an answered prayer. I had a cut with Aaron Lewis. I'd prayed to God about writing songs that would impact people, that make people feel something. And I wrote this song with Marty Morgan and my friend Yasmin called Folded Flag. I had this little military-sounding riff. Took it to that write. I don't do a whole lot of co-writing, but we happened to get a good song this day. And so this song got recorded by Aaron. I played it on a loading dock in the back of the Buckhead Theater in Atlanta, Georgia. He said, yeah, you know where I'm talking.
Yeah.
Aaron, there's a couple of Green Berets and Navy SEALs, and there was like a Gold Star wife woman there. Her name was Brooke. Her husband had passed away, and I played this song, Folded Flag, and she just absolutely wept. And then Aaron says, man, why don't you play that song tonight at the show? So he started letting me play it at the show. And then he ended up cutting the song. And when he cut it, it was Dan Tominski came and sang backgrounds on it.
Nice.
And full circle moment, it was Eddie Bayers, Pat Buchanan, all these guys that I'd grown up watching play on my brother's album were on this record. Wow. And I was playing guitar on it too. So I actually framed a picture of Pat Buchanan and I put it on his chair before he got there. And then he gets there, and I'm tuning up my acoustic, and he grabs the picture. He's looking at it. He's like, cool. When I saw it, I said, Pat, that's me and you in like 2001 at Ocean Way. He goes, oh my gosh. Yeah. It was like he blew his mind. And so Dan came and sang on that. And then we played the Opry with that song, and Alison Krauss and Dan Tominski sang backgrounds.
Wow. What a moment.
So what an honor, to be a part of that. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I was wearing this jacket. And it was just special. It was special just to look over there and going over harmony parts with Allison and Dan. It's like, oh, Lord. Just
wow.
Almost surreal.
Yeah, that definitely is. I love Alison Krauss. And I love Dan. I remember playing somewhere and was sitting with my friend Tommy Williams, who was in publishing at the time. And I was getting ready to go up there on stage, and I started like getting that look of, oh, God, oh, no. And he says, yes, Jeff, that is Dan Tominski in the second row, right in front of where you're going to sing. I'm going, oh no! Dang it! So,
yikes!
Oh, how to make a picker pucker? That's what I'll say.
That's nerve wracking, isn't it?
Yeah, what a great opportunity though, and to do a song like that and have your song on the Opry.
Man, pleasure.
I've had that happen before. In fact, Sarah Darling was who I want to thank for
wow.
that. Sarah and I
love Sarah.
Good. Well, I've been writing with her since the beginning, and she and I wrote pretty much half of her whole first album, and the bonus track, and I played on it and a bunch of stuff like that. And when she started playing the Opry, she'd call me up sometimes, and it would just be Jeff and Sarah.
Yeah.
And with the band. And I remember my first time on there, and I looked around, and Aubrey Haney, the fiddler's behind me. He goes, "Good luck, rookie."
He said that to you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. But we did a night of all Jeff Dayton songs, including one that she hadn't even written.
At the Opry?
Yeah.
Wow.
We did all Jeff Dayton songs.
Man,
with stuff that we had written. We had stuff on her album and stuff we had written since then, and then a song of mine called Before the Color Dried, which I'll send you.
Cool. Yeah.
A lot of people have put their voice to it. Lucas Hogue, Jason Seaver, me, Sarah, a bunch of other people, and I believe in it. It's one of those songs that Pete Salas, who's one of my favorite guys in town, and he used to hold up a lighter in the back of the room when I'd play that.
Really?
Yeah, back when you could hold a lighter.
Yeah, when people had lighters, now they have like vapes.
Or they have pictures on their phone of a lighter, that kind of thing. Well, that's a cool opportunity too. Give us a couple more highlights, and then I want to move on to one more song, and we'll wrap this up.
Man, I got a funny story for you.
I love it.
This was an answered prayer, like a manifestation, if you will. And it was a short-lived story, but I was building a deck over in 12 South. I had a long construction job going towards the end of COVID. Had the hardest day of work in my life. I was working with this drummer. This guy was just an amazing drummer. But the theme of the day was, oh damn it, I'm the best drummer in this town. Why am I building decks? This don't make sense. That was the thing. And I was hiring him to work for me. And I just wanted to get the job done. I didn't want to hear all the complaining and all that. I went to Home Depot, laid my head on a bag of contractor bags in the back of my truck while I was waiting for another pallet of concrete. It was July, hot. And I said, God, I'm just ready for a sign. I'm ready for an opportunity. Mm-hmm. I'm asking you for something to look forward to. I'm ready for something new.
Title. Ding, 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 ding.
All right, don't forget it.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to. So we finished up that day, and I had two options of where I was going to go after work. I was either going to hang out with my one friend, or I was going to go see my friends from Du Bois, Wyoming. I'm sorry, Ten Sleep, Wyoming, that were in town. They were over at Mickey's Tavern in East Nashville. And while we were working all day, we were listening to Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. That was the theme of the day, the blue-collar anthems. When I was driving over to Mickey's Tavern, I took a weird side street down by 3rd and Lindsley, some weird back road I'd never been down. Yeah. And I see this mural being painted by like 5 girls that was said Born in the USA. It was the album cover of Born in the USA. Like that little thing just reminded me, okay, I'm on the right path here. This is bizarre. Bruce Springsteen's been on my heart and been talking about it all day. And now I'm seeing this. So I go to Mickey's, and I'm in my old work clothes. I'm covered in concrete dust and sunburn, wearing a cowboy hat, cut off sleeves, all ripped up. And I start playing pool with this girl who's really like a larger-than-life personality, very outgoing and funny. And she had a broken ankle. She had her leg all kicked up on this other stool. And she was having words with one of the guys playing pool. And she turns to me and she says, "Watch this, man." And she falls off her stool and smashes into this guy as he's shooting the 8-ball in the pool game. Just completely yard sales this guy's pool game. And then she committed to the bit. And she's like, "Oh, my ankle, you know." Come to find out, I go to the bathroom. My buddy goes, "Dude, how's it going over there, man? You're hanging out with Elle King." I'm like, "Who's Elle King?" And it's Rob Schneider's daughter. She had a bunch of kind of hits, I guess, X's and O's. She's very kind of big in the country world. Still going, I think.
That was the Trisha Yearwood hit.
Really?
Yeah, X's and O's.
Well, this is like more recently.
Okay.
She's like a pop country, but like cooler. She's cool. She's like tatted country.
Okay.
I got to know her a little bit that night. I didn't even know who she was until someone told me. She goes, "Man, you didn't tell me you played music." And I said, "Yeah, I play music." And she goes, "Well, they're all saying you've been doing music for a long time. And, you know, just today I was thinking about hiring a new guy in my band." She's like, "Well, what do you think about coming out and playing in my band a little bit?" And it's funny. She was asking me, like, "Do you play mandolin? Do you play dobro? Do you play banjo? Do you play all these things that I kind of play?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, "Heck yeah, I do." You know?
Sure.
I went out and did a couple of runs with her. She came to my house the next day and auditioned me with her manager. I got the gig. When I got to the bus, though, they had one junk bunk. They had to empty out that junk bunk to fit me in there.
The worst.
I was just like, all right, this might not last very long because it's tight on the bus.
And for those who don't know, there in bunk world, there are 2 stacks of bunks on each side. Each has 2 stacks of 3. Mm-hmm. But the top one near the ceiling is the shortest headroom, the shortest clearance, and you got to climb up to get in there and slide in sideways like a tree squirrel, you know?
Yeah.
And usually that's why we call it the junk bunk. We just throw our bags in there.
Yeah.
So you got sentenced to a junk bunk.
I got sentenced to the junk bunk, but the shows went great. Had a great time. Did a couple cool videos with her. If you look her up, like live on Vimeo, we did the campfire sessions with CMT.
Nice.
Which was very difficult. You're sitting around a campfire, in parentheses, but they got you hooked up to a click track, in-ear monitors. You got a little mixing board behind you. It's like the most non-campfire vibe ever. Mm-hmm. Like trying to play a banjo with an acoustic guitar to a click at a campfire with ears in is like the most. That's what Hollywood will do. They'll get you all messed up. I wish they would have just captured the sound of coming off what we were playing in the campfire. Mm-hmm. But we were hooked up to clicks. But it's out there. It turned out pretty good actually. Campfire Sessions, Elle King.
All right. Now that you mentioned it, it's ELLE, right?
Yep.
I have heard of her. Well, man, it's been a pleasure. What's going on with you these days? You've been playing with Sam Barber a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been with him about over a year and a half now,
and is he busting out on these big stages? I'm looking at
busting out, man.
And what is he signed to one of our major labels?
I think he's signed to Atlantic Records.
Wow.
Yep, he's got a good booking agent and good managers out of Montana, which is cool. You know, these guys are kind of out of the Nashville scene. They're on their own little scene up in the mountains, and it's a cool vibe. They take great care of us. The music's great. And honestly, it's the best touring situation I've ever been a part of. Like, I've been in some really good gigs.
You got a full-size bunk?
I do. Yeah, everybody's great. I'm really excited for Sam's future, man. Check him out, Sam Barber.
All right. Well, you've got a great future, too. I mean, you've got so much going on in your world, not just doing lawns and tearing down houses and things like that.
Got to do it all.
Yeah, and you can look him up here. Luc Nyhus is LucNyhus, and you can find his website there, Luc Nyhus 22.
That's a little bit dated. I would just hit my Instagram. I got a link tree there with some updated stuff on there.
Okay.
And I'm also in the midst of kind of getting all my admin things together. I got more songs coming out. You know, I'm a singer, songwriter, and an artist as well. A little too busy to kind of push it, but you know, making songs like Jeff, I admire how relentlessly you make records. You're always putting songs out. I'm really practicing being good at that. And this year, I'm devoting my life to writing happy songs.
All right, I like it. Instead of like I Miss the Girl That Got Married on Me.
Yeah.
Well, man, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to play a little bit more of your music. Let's
Thanks,
let
Jeff.
folks hear this song. This is called, and I've seen a live acoustic thing on the beach with you barefoot playing this song.
Yeah.
It's a cool video. The song is called Sure Don't Make 'Em Like You. It's a great little title there, man.
This song needs to get cut by somebody.
Yeah. Well, maybe it will. You know, we're throwing it out there.
Yeah.
You know, intentions.
It's a special song.
Yeah, it definitely is. And when you play it just solo, just you, it's pretty magic,
Yeah.
you know. It makes me want to write a song like that. And
know,
I love the drop D thing because I do that a lot too.
Yeah.
We'll tell you on another episode what that is.
Been set back a time or two. Nothing hurt like I heard about you. Can't find the words to say, so I pick up the pen and pray. You were like a father to me, a strong branch on a family tree. You taught me more than I ever could need. You got me set on my 401 dreams. I'm grateful for the time that we're given. You always had a way of really sharing your wisdom. I could pick up the phone and you would come fast, hug every hug like you were hugging your last. You always said grab life by the horns. Can always tell a real rose by the thorns. You were red up, rock hard, stone cold, red, white, and blue. They sure don't make 'em like you.
Killer. Killer.
Special one, man.
Sure don't make 'em like you.
Save the best for last of this batch. Keep playing, keep writing that stuff, man.
One day you came out of the blue. You showed up, I was 22. One thing that I know is true. In my heart, I'm a lot like you. Don't they say like father, like son? Hope I can be half the man that you was. You always conquered every mountain you climbed. I chased the sun on the day that you died. I'm grateful for the time that we're given. You always had a way of really sharing your wisdom. I could pick up the phone and you would come fast, hug every hug like you were hugging your last. You always said to grab life by the horns. Can always tell a real rose by the thorns. You were red up, rock hard, stone cold, red, white, and blue. They sure don't make 'em like you.
Our guest Luc Nyhus on Counted Off today. Man, it's been a special session, dude.
Jeff, I appreciate you having me out here, man. It's cool to reconnect with you after all these years.
Yeah, well, it is, and you know we've had coffee. There was just something we wanted to get together. We just wanted to hang out, you know. And if you meet this guy, you'll see what I mean. I mean, he's just got a charisma going, and it's not, it's not all smarmy and showbiz and like you got your feet up on the furniture, swinging on a handle. I mean, you're the genuine deal, man.
Thank
and
you,
I
Jeff.
wish you the best. And I know, folks, you guys are going to look him up. Check out Luc Nyhus on Spotify and Apple Music and all the places. More to come. And, dude, thanks so much.
Thank you, Jeff.
Really
It's been an
appreciate
honor,
it.
man.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
it's been great. All you got to do now is say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Hey, baby. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed this show. We invite you to check out all the other episodes and share this channel with all of your friends. Until next time, peace.